What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike from Trouble Down Productions, and today we're going to be doing my review for The Walking Dead Season 7 mid-season finale. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about this episode. But first, Lucille's hungry. So Negan gets tired of waiting on Rick, and they end up having spaghetti. Coincidentally, since that's kind of been an ongoing thing for The Walking Dead is spaghetti, it's just kind of funny that that's what they had. Now technically we are still in volume 18, but we did have a few things in this episode pertaining to volume 19 that happened. One of those things was the whole Negan and Spencer, that whole scene. I mean, that whole scene, with him and trying to bond with Negan. That was mainly what happened in the episode, but just little bits and pieces of other things going on. Like when Rick and Eric went to that boat, which is really weird because I don't know if you guys played the Telltale game, the Michonne series, but that whole scene is, it kind of reminded me of that in a way. If you played it, you know what I'm talking about. Now, some people think that this foot is Magna and it's her watching them or whatnot, because Magna is a leader of a different community, which, all of these communities are going to have to get together in order to defeat the Saviors. So we are just kind of getting bits and pieces of what's to come. I'm a little on the fence of whether or not I think it's her, but she is the next person, theoretically, that we would meet at this point in giving time. So it's very possible. Just a quick thought though, I'm thinking whoever's boot that was, it's the same person that we seen at the very end of the episode. So think on that for a minute. Not to mention she got, or whoever it is, got Jesus' entrance in the comics. So that's kind of important too. Daryl goes peanut butter on somebody and just beats the holy hell out of Fat Joe over here. Like he just went straight Negan on his ass. So obviously Daryl don't like being locked up. They might not want to do that shit again. Now it is a fact that Norman Reedus hates peanut butter, so I'm sure this scene was excruciating for him. But it's funny how the room, it looked like Dwight's room, like the room we seen him in before. It kind of looked like that same room, so that was pretty cool. Now, it could be argued that at the very end of the episode, when Daryl came and saw Rick and they hugged it out, it could be argued that that was mostly people's favorite part of the episode. But me personally, I loved the whole Negan and Spencer thing going on because it was straight out of the comics, the conversations that they had. They didn't play pool in the comics, but Spencer did mention that he had a pool table, and after Negan gutted him, he went and said something about he's getting the pool table before they leave. Austin Nichols did a awesome performance as Spencer. Anytime an actor is supposed to make you hate a character, and you do, they've done their job, as far as I'm concerned. So hats off to him, but I am very glad to see Spencer gone because he was really starting to get on my damn nerves. But on the flip side of that coin, that's where we enter volume 19 territory, because at that point you've got March to War, which basically at the very end, when you seen Rick and them coming to the hilltop, they are now coming to their senses and starting to go to other communities and talking it out and trying to figure up a game plan. Now the Olivia death was kind of unexpected for me because she dies much later in the comics. I've probably spoiled too much already for the people who haven't read them, but much later in the comics she dies. So that was kind of a, oh shit. But as you guys can see right there, straight out of the comics when he guts Spencer, pretty awesome. The page before that has the conversation, basically the same exact conversation that they had in the show, which was really, really cool. I would have to say, far as imagery goes, this image right here is probably the best image, in my opinion, throughout the whole episode. I mean, just this image right here, that's awesome. As most of you know, Negan has always had a shaved face, so it was nice to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan finally get that part where he shaved his face. And to be honest, he looks a little more like Negan now. We finally figured out what's up with the one bullet. Well, it was Rosita who shot Lucille. Now in the comics, it was Carl. They had a little scuffle while they were there, while the Saviors were at Alexandria, and Carl ended up trying to shoot Negan, and damaged the bat really bad. So it was kind of a twist right there, having Rosita do it. But it played out in the end because then, you know, Negan took Eugene, and that didn't happen in the comics neither. So we're also going spinning off into different territory as well. So just to show you guys here, you can see where Carl jumped up and shot Lucille. But yeah, that was out of the comics too. But again, that is in volume 19, March to War. I think a lot of the back half of this season is going to be stuff pertaining to that. I do think we'll jump back, and there will be a couple scenes maybe that they'll produce from volume 18, but not many. There is a particular scene in volume 19 that I also think that they're going to do, being that Sasha is kind of in the replacement for Andrea in the comics. I do believe that there is this scene in the comics where there's a little scuffle that breaks out, and Andrea pretty much gets her ass kicked in a watchtower, or she's in a tower of some sort. So I do believe we're probably going to see that in the back half of the season, and I do believe the all-out war is going to be most of season 8. So this is going to be a while that we're going to be going through this. But it's nice to see that Rick and the group at the end of this episode has finally come to terms with, okay, they're ready to strategize and try to overtake Negan. Overall, I think I'm going to give this episode like a 9. I really liked the episode. It had its moments where I didn't particularly care for, but in the overall scale, it was an amazing episode. This whole first half of the season has been just great. I don't know why people are talking so much shit about it. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my group, Dead to Zombies. When we come back for the mid-season premiere, we're going to do live video of the episode in the group. So if you guys want to check that out, come join the group. Love you guys. Dead to Zombies, Trouble Down Productions. You guys rock.